Right. Now, see. Right. What I'm saying is, back in the 80s and 90s, we had a thing called Friday Ad. It's like, because we got the internet now, where everyone sells things, rubbish things. But Friday Ad. And someone, and I had a little shop then, and I wanted a garden shed. And I've seen an advert, garden shed, £70. I thought, well, that ain't bad. So I phoned them up and I've said, £70 garden shed. He said, yeah. And I said, I might have that because it's a good price for a garden shed. And I said, could you tell me how big the garden shed is, and also whereabouts are you? And he said, well, I'm in the kitchen. And I said, well, I didn't mean whereabouts are you. I meant like Westmoreland, Tunbridge, Seven Oaks, fucking Waterbury. And he said, well, we're in Barming. And I thought, well, that's only up the road and I've got me van. I said, so how big is the garden shed? And he said, well, it's about 1.83 metres. I said, well, that's very precise, but that's more or less 6 foot in imperial. And I said, it's not very big.
He's an estimator.
Yeah, I'm an estimator, you see. And I said, how big is it the other way? And he said, about 1 metre and a third. I thought, well, that's quite small for a guy. I said, has it got a roof? And he said, well, it's got half a roof. And I said, has it got a felt roof? He said, yeah, it slopes down. And I said, well, really, if it's got half a roof, it's not a garden shed, is it? It's a storage unit that you put against the wall. And he's gone, oh, I'm sorry, but my dad's selling it. I'm not selling it, so I can't talk to you anymore. I said, I'll phone your dad later then. And I said, but if it's a storage unit, £70, I can get that from Wickes or B&Q for exactly the same price. So it's not really a bargain. And he said, all right, I'll get my dad. I said, no problem, mate. I said, leave it. I can go down and get one anyway. So I've left it. 10 minutes later, the phone rings and he says, oh, I forgot to tell you, it's sold anyway. And I said, well, a minute ago you're talking about a transaction where it wasn't sold. Otherwise you would have told me. And then you're phoning me back to tell me, and this is perfectly true, that it's sold. He said, I'll tell you what. He said, I'll get my dad to phone. I said, there's no reason to get your dad to phone me. I can get that. So he said, give me your number. And I said, look, if you're that confused, it's not an issue. We'll leave it. And he said, well, give me your number. And he said, I'm not confused. And I thought, just to confuse him, I said, all right, I'll give you my number. Let me get a pen and a bit of paper so I can write my number down. And he said, okay, I'll hold. Just to prove that he was confused. Anyway, that was it. So I'll see you later, mate. And an hour later, I get a phone call. And it's his dad. What's this about my garden shed? And I said, to be honest, mate, it's a storage unit. And he says, I don't care. You gave my son a bit of grief about the garden shed, and I went storage unit. And I said, look, to be honest, it's a storage unit, isn't it? And he said, well, yeah. And I said, I've had so many phone calls from your family now, I'm wondering, you know, are you going to invite me round for dinner or something? You know, I'm getting to know you all. He said, don't be so preposterous. And I asked him what preposterous means. And he didn't know. So he just came back with, you're a wanker, mate. So I said, look, I don't mind coming round and having a look at, because you're only local. I've got a van. But if it's storage unit, I'll give you 60 quid. And he said, all right, I'll take 60 quid. So I've gone round there a bit later, and funnily enough, it was a garden shed. So he was right, but I didn't tell them that. And I'd phoned his dad. I said, where are you? He said, I'm in the kitchen. I said, yeah, your son was as an idiot like you were. I said, really, where are you? And he's... Anyway, so I've gone round there and picked it up, and he was fucking right. It was in the kitchen. So I said, look, you've got a garden storage unit, which is a shed, and you've got it in your kitchen. And I said, I'll give you 50 quid. And the dad has said, go on and I'll take 50 quid. And he said to me, he looked at me, he looked me in the eye. He said, while you're here, do you want a bit of dinner?